Okay, so let's look at the law of conservation of mass. So remember, the mass of the reactants always equals the mass of the products. The emphasis is in a closed system. So that means that you put a lid on it. This is a lot like the lab that you did when you added the magnesium to the hydrochloric acid and you put the test tube over the other test tube to collect the hydrogen gas. If you didn't, the hydrogen gas would have escaped and you would have gotten a different mass. So this question states barium plus lead 2 sulfate yields barium sulfate plus lead. And I'm looking for the mass of lead that's produced. So we're based off the law of conservation, what I start with has to be equal to what I end with. So 54 plus 82. I should have had a calculator before I did this. Equals 236, sorry guys, which equals 142 grams plus the mass of my lead that was produced, which is just my X. So now in order to solve for X, I have to get it by itself. So I have 142, so I'm going to subtract 142 from both sides. This cancels out. And I'm left with 94 grams equals X, which is the mass of lead that was produced. Okay, this one's a little bit different. So I have calcium plus chlorine yields calcium chloride. And now remember, calcium is one of my diatomics, so that's why it's Cl2 by itself. So I'm just going to draw the atoms. So I start with one calcium atom plus, and I have two, so I have two chlorine atoms yields. Now remember, based off the law of conservation, what I start with has to equal to what I end with. So I'm going to have one calcium atom and two chlorine atoms. And that's it for the law of conservation.